right. Getting after it today. All right. What are we looking at here? So yesterday, great short yesterday. Let's see. All right. I don't know why the reset is looking like that every time I move it. Yesterday, pretty good short. This down move right here, clearly, yes, we're going up, but we got to trade day by day. Yesterday, we ended up rejecting up here, making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. So today, why would I come in here looking for the reversal for a long, and we're clearly trading down pre-FOMC? We ended up having this down push move right here that broke these lows, also broke these lows right here. So once we return to it, market open, trading in this zone, this last up close candle, we're looking for shorts. I don't think, yeah, I didn't get that short right above those highs. Right, remember this is that last up close candle zone. Highs swept, ended up pushing lower, and I waited and waited. I did not chase price. I waited for the return to this last up close candle, and I got a bad fill because this candle had shot down. This one was full black. I was fine with putting my stop here, risking these lows. Got out at the lows. Nice little short. It was a 1-to-1, but you know, pre-FOMC, we're not trying to go for too much. I would have loved to try and get this bounce right here at this last down close candle, this order block, but I wasn't able to trade FOMC. We ended up having this on the 5-minute, this breaker block, show that we're pushing higher, right? This last up close candle before we push lower, then got invalidated, traded back into, and then from there we just continue going higher for overnight. So what I'm looking at right here, it's very easy to say that was the pullback that we needed to continue going higher. Pullback to previous highs, pushing higher. It's very easy to now think these highs right here will hold, push us higher here. However, you need to remember that on the day after news, I've seen it over and over, while we need to be looking for pullbacks and continuing the trend of higher highs and higher lows, we have had days where we just completely fall off a cliff after having that major reversal up, taking it out, and we just dump and dump and dump and dump and dump. Now, I'm not saying that it's time to just dump and dump and dump and dump, but I am cautious of the fact that we did now sweep these highs. We've swept this, and I'm just looking at structure, simply on structure right now. Bullish, I wanted to see this hold right here. This 30-minute down close candle before the push higher, we've now broken through that. Why am I not looking at these last down close candles right here? Because we didn't break a high with these down close candles, okay? If it was something like this high right here, was here, down close candles, and we broke through it, I would look at these down close candles as a point of rejection to then reverse us higher. However, these are not important to me right here, but I am cautious of this 4-hour breaker, right? This breaker was the last down up close candle before we ended up moving lower. Now that we've reclaimed it and pushed higher, I am watching to see what market structure looks like in here. Clearly, people could have FOMO. Today could be a day where we just simply chop between this range right here for the whole day, up and down, whipsaw, and just let the market digest. But for now, what I'm looking at is we were trading higher, and I'm not trying to pick the top or a reversal. Simply, I'm looking for intraday moves, okay? So as you can see, this was a point of interest for me that I had already marked out. We had this last down close candle that then broke the high. So then once we return to it, if we reject it, this now becomes our breaker block to look for a possible trade entry into here, maybe targeting down into this zone right here. I would not be looking for any kind of reversal or longs at this level right here, because this is not my focus. It's in my zone. It's in my breaker, my 4-hour breaker. But too many people are going to be trying to take the long here. I think we dive a little bit deeper, maybe even come back to this down close candle if we're going to reverse here. That's if we're going to reverse here. All right. I'm going to be using the footprint chart, right? Also in the 5-minute, 3-minute, 2-minute time frame, and just see where the buyers want to step up. And then we got this new 50K Tradify account. So I'm going to be trading on this. Hopefully get some payouts from this XFA. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now. I want to see how this breaker holds up here. We could market open, maybe create some trade up here, create some liquidity, sweep that, and that's what I'd be looking for to then target these lows here. Anybody thinking that this was a reversal point, look for these lows. All right, that could be a play right here. Even just talking, I can see I'm overall bearish. We can see for ES, right? Again, I'm not looking at this down close candle because that did not push us above these highs, right? The highs had already been taken before we pushed up here. If anything, this would have been the trade here, this down close candle that then pushed us higher, right? But we are trading above the highs, so we need to be cautious about shorts here. And this may all just be manipulation right here. Yeah, we're having market structure that's pushing lower. Another reason for that short is we had traded below Monday's high, stayed below it, continued to push lower. We were following the trend right now. I want to be in a position where I'm following the trend. Even though I was bullish yesterday, I wanted to see higher prices, pull back high, right? I have to be cautious on that day right there, pre-FOMC. It's not just going to be we're going to trade higher before the news, okay? I would have loved to get that breaker from yesterday, but, you know, I wouldn't even be holding overnight, so. The only reason I'm cautious here is because we had highs, and then we swept these highs once more and continued to flush. It would be foolish to then try and, even though I'm following the long-term trend of longs and longs and longs, these highs right here, this is indicative of a trap lower. And I'm not just shorting in these zones if I get a pullback to those zones, but everybody and their mother is having FOMO today. Took these highs, shot up, and that was just highs, shot up. Every time we take highs, we rarely ever have a pullback. Highs, highs. I don't know what's going on right there. Rarely, No volume in this zone right here. Daily open. I'm trying to trade what I'm seeing today, and clearly if you look at ES right here, this is definitely a great pullback area, pullback long here, right? But at the same time, we are looking at highs that got swept, one more sweep, then a flush lower, and this order block that propelled price up here that did not hold. We pushed way below it. That is all telling me bearish, bearish, bearish. I don't know if we're setting up to go higher, but this right here is completely bearish. Now, if it looked like this, and all of a sudden I see one black candle and I'm saying, oh, we're going to go short, that's the wrong move. I'm looking for the pullback lower to this zone to find an entry to then take us to the high right here, okay? But we did not get that. We got one more sweep, hard rejection, push lower. I was looking for an entry here, and a complete flush of the order block resting right here. This is all looking bearish for at least the day. Or at minimum, a choppy sideways day. I do not see us doing this to then just propel higher and keep going higher and higher and higher. For today, I just don't see it. And I've spent a lot of time trading with pure, like, what is it, intuition, where I'm right some days simply because I don't think that we're going to keep going higher today, and I take a short and I'm right. This is not the same thing. Same thing with the longs. I'm not questioning, thinking back and forth, well, we could sweep this and go higher, or we could pull here and go higher, because everyone's thinking short, and it eliminates all of that. Highs, swept once more, complete push lower, failed the order block, and respecting the order block at this zone right here. We may get the pop above here, we may not. At market open. Have this pulled up on my other screen. We got a lot of selling pressure. I'm also watching this down close candle up here. May get a pull up into this zone right here where that majority of the dump was. Slow grind up, dump. Maybe. What I'm not looking for is a reversal here. This is what I'm not looking for. To take these lows and then go higher. And if I'm wrong, then I'll miss that trade. I'm simply not looking for that right now. Everybody is looking for the sweep of any kind of low to go higher. Any reason to push higher because they don't want to miss the mega trend right here. Again, I'm not looking for this to hold. And just like this order block held here, that was FOMC where we tapped it and shot higher. Rarely do we ever tap into like an order block here and then trade higher in the AM session. Maybe it's a whole day thing, but most of the time we chop around this zone and then the 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, the positions get started put in there, and then you just have to hold overnight. This keeps popping up because I have a, I don't know why. Apparently you're supposed to pay for this footprint chart, but so even that push higher right here, we're not really seeing positive delta. So this is that 30-minute down close candle. They got rejected. Sweep of the highs. I'm watching delta pushing. Stalling. ES in the same level. Rejection off the sweep right here. I'm simply not looking for that right now. Still going higher. Remember, this zone right here, majority of the selling came in. Super high in discount. A lot of negative delta.
Order filled.
Really bad entry on this.
Order filled.
Terrible entry right there. That level got reclaimed.
Order filled. Stop filled. Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
Took a couple losses. Trying to short the sweep right here. So I had to lower my size. We could return to this last up close right here. Probably not going to add because we haven't broken a low quite yet, except for this 1 minute swing low. But I would just want to see this run right here. Exactly what I drew out. Just bad execution, right? I wanted to see maybe sweep these highs. I think I even have a screenshot of it. I mean, you can go back in the video. This is what I was talking about. This should have held if we were bullish. We broke it. Sweeping these highs would have been better for me to lower my size, put my stop somewhere up here. Yeah, we're nuking right now. Sucks that I took those small losses right here before that. I'm going to go ahead and close my position. As you can see, the delta right now, it is straight selling pressure right here. When we had swept this delta, I was so quiet because I was paying attention. We popped up here and we continued to hold below it. Price did not want to respect this level. For whatever reason, we never returned to it, and I was able to sell right there. I'm going to go ahead and close this position.
Order filled.
Even though I wish this was my perfect entry. I've had too many days where I've made a mistake with my entry, put myself in a bad position, and when I got to break even, I wanted to let it run and run and run, and I ended up coming back, putting my stop at break even. I got a good entry. The execution was just not good for me right there, so I can re-enter, but I don't want to have the unrealized profit right there. Just amazing. This is the first day with the funded account, bro. Just massive selling pressure right now. This was the first day with the funded account, and I always get antsy and try and think that I get FOMO, thinking I'm gonna miss the trade. I literally laid it out for myself. I wanted to see a rejection up in the zone, and these wicks got to me because at one point there were big black candles, and I thought that I was gonna miss the trade, and that's what happens. And I took a position, got stopped out, took a position, got stopped out, finally got one more position, ran. I'm going to get out at break even. But that one trade took back my 2 losses. So these lows now got broken by this up close candle right here. Let's see on the 5 minute. So this was the last up close. And that's why I got out of that trade right there, because we did now sweep these lows. This was the exact portion of the move that I wanted. Just take the trade, boom. All right, so you can hear my voice speeding up. These are the things that I'm trying to work on in my trading to be a little bit more calm. Now it's chasing price. That's the entry up here in this zone. And now we can dump for the rest of the day. Perfect breaker right there. Perfect liquidity sweep. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the height of if this move right here sends us, because that's the exact reaction I was looking for, all the way. I don't even know. Maybe sweep this low. That's a powerful move right there that I could have let run, but I didn't. I took an entry on this wick, immediately came back, this candle, an entry here, because at this point I'm not looking for a fair value gap. I have my breaker. I have my liquidity sweep. Now it's just a simple fact of, I guess, entering here, putting my stop here, and letting this run. So I missed that, but game plan was there. Game plan was there. This is not a zone. It's not every up close candle before down move. This is not a zone to me because we haven't really broken a low. That's like a B setup. I guess you could say this low right here. But this 5 minute would be what I'm looking at. But that's too obvious right there. That was the best trade setup. It's frustrating. That's frustrating. But I gotta get out of the mindset of thinking that every missed trade is my only trade, and then after that everything's gonna be a loss. And this was supposed to make up for my loss. So, you know, I chose to cut my trade because. Yeah, see, trying to sell, trying to buy, getting chopped up. I got to be proud of myself, though. I mean, I knew the zone, right? I wasn't looking for trades up here. I wasn't looking for longs here. I wasn't looking for longs with a double bottom. I wasn't looking for a fair value gap somewhere up here, or to sweep this and go lower, or sweep this and go higher. That's the perfect selling point, and you know. It sucks, but and everyone's going to say, why don't you enter there, put your stop up here, and target down here? I'm looking for that low right there. So I mean, that's what, 25 points for a stop with 4 contracts. I can't put it up here. I would expect every one of these, everyone trying to buy. So this is a swing high right here. And talking about confirmation up here, like you need to look for confirmation. Again, I don't need to wait for confirmation. I had my breaker laid out, right? Breaker is laid out. I have generated liquidity right here. These smooth highs. Generated liquidity. Now it's all about, like, what am I looking for now? This is a 1 minute chart. There's not going to be then a break of structure here and then a fair value gap and then pull into the fair value gap. We are on the minute, so. Now that was high probability. Now looking for another short is lower probability. We have a swing high right here. Okay. Anybody who missed a short, we're now in the breaker. Swing high. Now this is where I would look for more confirmation, okay? This last up close before we push lower, but did we break a low? Yeah, we broke this low, this swing low, along with this low. Didn't break that. See, this 15-minute up close right here would be very powerful. I would look to move my breaker to this zone right here if we were to clear out this. But we are in this 4-hour breaker, bullish breaker, that we now swept liquidity. Pushing higher. All right, now remember, this is the candle that started the move. And why I was so pro short right here, because even if we were to go higher today and this is a Judah, this still takes out the low, right? So that from here to here is all I need. I want to see how we react to this candle right here. And that's why I did cut my trade there, because I have been where it just reverses in 2 or 3 candles. Look at that. Big push up into the breaker. Not the breaker, the order block. I want to watch here and see if there's any passive sellers on this footprint. Delta looks neutral. Rejection there. Not a lot of buying going on. Watch this level here. I want to see if we're willing to accept price at this level, or if we immediately come back right here and go lower. Big sign. See, price wants to stay lower. Does not want to accept price at this zone. Now we could get a big buyer right here that pushes us straight through. But as of now, this last up close, I mean, you can see right here, we had buying, 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 and all of a sudden dump, pushing below these lows. Now, if we stopped here, I wouldn't be looking at this right here. See if selling must pick up. Yep. I'm going to move it over just so I can see. Not wanting to accept price there. Now this could have been a big passive buyer that wants to refill his orders here. I'm comfortable taking 2.
Order filled.
Short. Putting my stop above this breaker. I'm fine with that. Matter of fact, putting my stop above, what level is that? 24.53. $9.50. Putting my stop above here, right? I mean, you can see on this footprint, as soon as we created this level, price did not accept, or the buyers did not accept that, and that's just showing that move lower. And I've already taken a good amount of trades today. If we can get through this clump right here, we're golden. This is what I'm watching for. I do not want to see negative delta start getting bought up right here. Like, right, there was a lot of... Negative 121, we didn't want to push lower. Look at that. See, if prices come up to here and stalled up here, we'd be accepting it. And I would not have taken that short, even if we did go lower. Lots of people trying to trade that 10 o'clock reversal. Not understanding where the buyers are. Like, the buyers don't trust us. Why? Because we're making, just like I laid out earlier, sweep of the high, sweep of the high. All of a sudden, breaking lows, not wanting to come back to this level, breaking lows. So until we see something like a clear push with strength above highs, these can just be looked at as failures. Push high and reject, push high and reject, right? Thirty-minute breaker. Last up close before the push, rejected, tapped into it. All right, what do we get out of that? Boom, big push higher. Big spike. I don't know what that was about. I don't trust it. I don't trust this sweep right here. I haven't seen any buying pressure come in yet. Except for right now. $483 on the delta. Stalling. So someone just reloaded right here. Shorts. This is kind of weird though. So I'm taking the short against a 4-hour breaker, right? Looks like we're about to get stopped out right here. We have a 4-hour breaker, swept the lows, pulled back into OTE. And we're getting stopped out at 24,698. Yeah,
Stop
stopped out.
filled.
Pushed above. Still holding that breaker though. Order block, which I'm in my mind I'm already turning it into a breaker. If we can push above it. That would suck if I had a little liquidity sweep grab. Because we are still in the...
Order filled.
See that previous level? that we rejected from. We now come down and hold above it. Stop below. We got to be careful up here. This was that previous point of push lower. Stop is at the bottom of the breaker, along with where the majority of the orders failed. Now you can talk about switching bias. Why did I switch my bias here? Okay. I switched my bias to long because until price tells me otherwise, that we're now breaking structure, I'm going to continue with the trend. I'm tired of fighting with the trend, right? Clearly, we broke below this important level that could have held to push us higher. We break below it. For now, until then, I'm bearish, okay? Pull into it, sweep liquidity, push lower. I'm bearish, okay? I got out here for a reason. I closed my short for a reason because I've tried to hold for so long, because my trade played in my favor. I think that I caught the high of the day, even though this would be the high of the day. Target may be the high of the day, could be the target here. But until otherwise, right? Now all of a sudden we push into this low. 4 hour is a lot stronger than some 30-minute breaker block. 4 hour breaker block, bullish, versus 30-minute breaker block, bearish, right? We continue to make all-time highs. FOMC had a big manipulation. For that trade, right, I'm short until otherwise. But all of a sudden, right, now we have a liquidity sweep, right, pushing lower. Big push higher, returning into OTE, right, of this leg. 50 to 60, this is inverted, that should be negative 62%. 62%, pull into OTE, and then on top of that, this breaker now got invalidated. We can use the order flow chart here for the level that we took that original short off of, that I ended up cutting. We're pushing here, price did not want to accept that, finally broke above it, return into it with negative delta, then big push higher. I'm fine now with playing the invalidation of this to then turn into a breaker, right? We could return to it. To then target high a day. Clearly now we're breaking high, broke a high, took the high right here, okay? If that had remained below, I wouldn't have been trying to get into this trade here. But once this didn't come down and take a low, once we return to it, bullish, 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 bullish. And my stop's going to remain here, okay, because we can have that retracement. Remember, this is now a breaker. We're not trading the breakout of the breaker. The higher probabilities that we'll return to it here. Wick into it and go higher. Hopefully not dig super low. But this 1 minute is not an order block now because the high had already been taken and we took no high here. We took no swing high. If we were to come up and take high a day, yeah, that'd be a really strong breaker. I'd probably put a lot of size on. But I'm only in on 3 micros because I have taken a couple trades today already. And so really this is just going to be a break-even day. I'm not trying to go for too much. I've done that where I try and size in super heavy to make back what I should have made on this initial short. $937. What level is that? This right here. Alright, I'm gonna do this on this screen so I can see. And then I'll pop it over to the other screen. This candle was at 936. Yep. All right. Let's see here. Alright, so this is the bullish breaker, okay? We're going to hop down to the 2 minute. What I'd want to see here is some form, if we do pull down into it, negative delta, see some negative delta, but price continuing to stay in this zone, right? And that can show that there are limit orders here with a passive buyer that want to bid this up, right? Volume picking up, yet we're stalling. Indicative that we can come here. And my stop, right, is below here. Targeting the high day. Coming up to the high day. This should have been a pretty good day. And this is where I sometimes get greedy because I'm trying to make back what I could have had here and then a couple losses here. I would not expect this to... We can come back, right? Tap this. I would expect us to sweep this a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and take a contract off. This is looking like it's just going to be a little scratch day, which is fine. Post FOMC, trading at all-time highs. I mean, it's super easy to be like, hey, I caught that, and all I did was wait 30 minutes and trade the reversal. I see it on TikTok all the time. But days like this, where the trade was pulling into this, and this liquidity was the move down, and all they try and do is constantly try and buy it up and pick the reversal, that probability of you barely having anything except maybe a fair value gap in an order block, and then trading that and buying it up, is low. I mean, you're completely trading against the daily trend right here. What's going on in this? So I've had days where I take this trade and we flush completely, and I don't see anybody post on TikTok. I don't see anybody whatever, and they blew up their accounts because they're just trying to. And I've blown up so many accounts just trading the reversal. I'm gonna wait for a single high to get taken, and I'm just gonna buy it up. I mean, like, I'd really want to see this level hold, but like I get. Coming in 50% of this swing low to swing high. Because remember, this was the consolidation for the dump that we've now reclaimed. And you can say, why don't you get out of the trade right now? Okay, what invalidates my trade? Invalidation would be a break below this. And the take profit for this trade is high of day. So, and this might be my greed getting to me because I wanted to hold this for a little bit longer. Right now, I don't have any reason to think otherwise. If we go to the 5 minute, it's this zone here that I really would want to use as a crutch to keep me above. At least pop this high right here. Let's go ahead and get some projections. 2 are coming off no matter what. At 50% of this. It's about repeatability. We could have a complete trend day. 2 are coming off at 24,530 no matter what. Why is this saying 780? Did I not switch in QZ? What are we on, U? Was I supposed to switch? Why am I on Z? Matter of fact, 2 are coming off here. Two are coming off
Order
right
filled.
here. I have no there's no reason I'm gonna sit through this at high day, the stall out above high day. And I'll let this contract run. However high it wants to. Because you got to understand, like, yeah, this could be the structure break where then we continue higher from here. And this is all manipulation and we continue to expand higher. Why am I taking my trade off there? Simply for the fact that I am not trying to catch a runner or a massive crazy day every single day. This is the repeatable right here, okay? Buying in the discount, selling at the high day. Like, I'm not going to get into a habit where I'm trying to hold trades through high days. It's fine. I'll let this thing run. Had a bad start. I think I'm down 400 right here. So, taking this slow. Size down right here. So, we got that pop right there. Stops going break even though that truly doesn't invalidate the trade. Put it a little bit lower right here, below this. Because if we swing here and this fails, and then the top of this fails, and then this down close candle right here fails, that's truly where it gets invalidated. So I'll let this thing run. Just get some confidence and wins under my belt. I think for Tradify, it's 3,000, and then you withdraw 2K. So clearly, once I get some buffer in my account, I'll size up and hopefully don't start the day with a loss where I need to move down to 3 micros. Yeah, we got a lot of buying delta at the moment. Where did I draw this out at? The only thing that I was wrong about today was I said, and I remember saying it, that the wick, I was not expecting a wick like this, like the wick here, and like the wick here and here. But I fully like understood that we could come into this zone right here, continue higher, 4-hour order block, like, duh. So it's not flipping biases. Like, I had the game plan. Short down to these lows, and then see what happens. If we start swinging back, making higher highs and higher lows, yeah, I'm going to be fine going long, even though I started out bears. Like, that's how you're supposed to trade. All right, yeah.
Order filled.
I'm just closing it there. Because I'm getting into the habit of getting my trade, getting out, getting my trade, getting out. Even though now all the shorts just got stopped, price is accepting higher prices. Look. If you go to the 58-minute mark, wait, no. I don't know what minute mark it is. It was at 9:23. If you go to 9:23 on when I was streaming, when it was 9:23, this is exactly what I laid out right here. Matter of fact, yeah. Push higher into the breaker. Boosh, boosh, boosh. Dump lower here. And then what do I say? It's not me saying we can go high and then go low and then go high again. I don't know at what point I said it, but I think I'm gonna be done for the day right there. Even though making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, ES also took out all-time highs. There's just no need for me to wait and look to see if, say we do pull back to this right here, and we are in another discounted price, we would have had swept highs, push through this breaker to then try and go long. Money should have been made there. Take partials or whatever, move a stop, and then you just manage to trade throughout the day. The rest is just low quality risk. There's no water. Low quality risk. Yep. I am. All right. Say from here, we have our highs, okay? I'm not looking for the reversal here. That's not what I'm looking for. That's low quality. Even if we do end up pushing lower here, down to here, I don't want that. Like, that's low quality. There's a lot of people right now looking at this fair value gap saying that we swept the highs. This is going to be a reversal. That's low quality, okay? This was high quality, okay? This short was high quality. This was the best long to take, okay? But those are the hardest to take. This right here, where we're accepting price at this level, is a high quality trade to take to here. Not to hold the entire day, because especially after you've already taken a loss, a couple losses, my account's back to break even, a little higher. You're just, like, if I were to hold that 130 that I had instead of just closing the position once we took the high day, then now I'm not just risking the $40 or $50 that I had right here with my stop. I'm now risking 180 because all that unrealized. So when does the risk to reward start diminishing is the question. Also, my mental capital got strained a lot here, got strained a lot here. Here, I took a short on this breaker here. Once we didn't take a low, and we created a swing failure pattern right here, SFP, I was long to here. So I'm not waiting for now a pullback to here, even though I could, and I could trade 2 micros or something, but why risk giving back what I already got just to feel right about trading a pullback? Or, you know what I'm saying? There will be more days. Yes, this could go screaming without me, and we never return to this level again until maybe like March or something next year, because this was a big level, right? We got higher low, right? This was generated liquidity. See, we don't have to sweep. That was my problem that I used to have. What? My problem was I don't know why my screen keeps doing this. I always thought that we would have to, like, if we had a zone, we would have to sweep these lows right here. And then I would try and take the reversal. And until we did that, I would look at this sweep here, and I'd say, okay, this is going to be the market maker model that takes us to sweep these lows. And then whatever after that, then we can go higher. But that's not the case. These lows right here were generated liquidity. This is just a higher time frame, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher low. Pullback, right, with a higher low. And this was the sweep of liquidity. These lows right here, smart money reversal, 50% to trade higher. Okay. So yeah, this could be a good trade all day to hold for longs. But I'm focused on high quality, boom to boom, not trying to get in on the smart money reversal to then hold it to high day, or then to hold to the highest high of day, like trying to get a -4 standard deviation from somewhere. I just want boom, boom. On to the next. Boom, boom. High win rate. Okay, I don't want that number in there. Put this on this screen and check it out a little bit. Alright, yeah, so I guess it doesn't refresh until like the next day. This is what you want. You want that morning. You get whatever trade you got. If you take a loss, you size down. Your win should then get you to break even with size down, even with trading with less contracts, because now you're going for a higher win, like a higher target, 3-1, 2-1. All right. And then you should be done for the day, and next time you try and avoid that loss in the beginning. Keep getting your wins, keep getting the buffer in that account, size up a little bit more on trades. This is a really high quality A+ trade right here. This is A+. Getting that push above there. And I just don't really care about it, okay? 184 on the day. I think I was at like 600 at one point. How do I see that? Yeah, I'd taken 583 in losses, 813 in profit. A lot of trades. Tried to get the short here. Finally got the short, covered. Took the rejection here. Ended up getting stopped. And then was able to buy here and sell here. But look where my stops are. Stops are close. Stops close. Yeah, we're really pushing now. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't expecting a reversal here. That's not why I got out of the trade. I didn't want to risk my realized profit that I had already been down on the day. My realized profit, unrealized profit, say I had 3 micros in this trade because I had to size down, okay? Why am I going to risk my full position to now break high of day and continue higher? Even though it's most probable that we will, because we had a good reversal here and we have been bullish. Why risk that and then risking going back down to a negative account balance? And then on top of that, if I do take partials, why take 1 micro off and still risk all that? Like, I'm taking $60 to risk another like 200 down here. So then I take 2 micros. Why risk that 1 micro with had 130 in unrealized to then hold for what? Another 130? So I'm risking all of that, even though the trade isn't invalidated until the bottom of this zone. Like, clearly I'm projecting right now. I'm not frustrated, but could have been a really good day. Could have also been a terrible day, so that's the bright side, right? Go through, do some homework on it. I mean, like, I got the account. Trade it up. I really wasn't off size on anything today. Like, it wasn't like I was expecting it and then this came out of nowhere where I'm trying to trade the short here and we just push higher and I'm like, whoa, where'd that come from? I saw it right? If this holds and now we reclaim it, it's going to continue to hold. Like, if we push into it and all of a sudden we don't make a lower low from it, we don't take out a low, swing low of any sort, that's kind of indicative that we'll see higher prices. This was a key area. Remember, the buying, the consolidation before the puke lower that took out this, and this. Once we push through it with strength, we're not really expecting it to then get pushed low. Like, we're not really expecting a push down to here to then push right back up. More likely, we're going to hold above it, continue higher. All right? And this can do whatever it wants for the rest of the day, because that's how it usually goes. Like, you get your high day taken. Where is open? What's today? Thursday? So today was continuation trade. Thursday open. Somewhere here. Open. Low. Oh, shit. I'm seeing price a lot better. Like, if we were to go to, let's just go to supply and demand. I'm just going to type in NQ for a clean chart. Okay. Past me. This is how I mark out the chart. Okay. We have, where's opening price? Open. All right. Midnight open. Really, it wouldn't even matter. I'd say, okay, where are we at here in terms of this, right? Big push lower. Swept highs. Swept highs once more. All right. And I would say these people are safe up here, okay? Where can I get in? And I'd say, oh, we already swept this. Are we going to reverse from here? Maybe. But if I'm looking at this and I think these people are safe, okay, I'm looking at lows like this for a market maker model to then sweep these and then go higher. I was under the impression we couldn't go higher without sweeping liquidity. And this is clearly external liquidity, right? And all throughout here, I might have taken the short here in this 15-minute fair value gap. 5-minute fair value gap. Was it a 15? Yeah, 15-minute fair value gap to target this. And then, say we didn't get it, and we start trading, I would be holding this the whole time. And I probably wouldn't even get in right here. I'd get in like right here. And then I would say, okay, this fair value gap should hold. Okay, this fair value gap should hold right here. This order block should hold right here. Okay, we might sweep this. And I would stick with one bias the entire time. We might sweep this because in my mind, the trade's not invalidated until we take this. And even if we do, I'm like full on trying to sweep these lows. And we play it. I probably add some right here. And now I'm getting stuck. Lots of trades, short. Every time I'm trying to short it. And then by the time we get up here, I'm like, well, I can't take the long now because the trade for the long is not invalidated until down here. So I'm just going to keep trying to take a short until I die. Taking a short here when we sweep this, here, and then I probably would have taken this here too, and I would have been blown up. Like, simple as that. So that's where the growth has come in. And then I'd say, okay, I only made 158 today. I might as well keep trading. Pretty much a break-even day. Yeah. Try and do better next time. Yeah, see, like this, we've taken the low, we've taken the high, Now we can pretty much just chop and do whatever for the rest of the day. Probably stay above this zone, I would expect. Maybe come back, take this one more time. The day, no matter what, is most likely a C day for risk. So yeah. I'm done for the day. Learn from this loss. I mean, yeah, because like even in my mind, I'm considering today like a loss because I didn't win by a lot, which is where I need to really focus up. So I'm gonna journal it, do my homework on it, and then yeah, probably go sit outside, calm down a little bit, have an off day from work. But yeah, catch y'all in the next one. Hopefully we do better.